BrandSRV. So if you guys were on our ASC training 2 or 3 weeks ago, we talked about BrandSRV and some of the cool new templates that they have that are super customizable. So I wanted to do a little bit more of a general conversation and show you guys just a reminder of where to access BrandSRV, and then of course the customization options available within the tool itself. So in order to get to BrandSRV, we have to start at mycbdesk.com. So this is a tool from Coldwell Banker Corporate, from the brand, which means we get there through mycbdesk.com. If you are not logged in, it will bring you to this screen right here, and we'll sign in. Now, always remember there is a forget password option right here underneath. But this is stuff if you are an agent that is given to you by your ASC when you onboard, and if you're an ASC, you should hopefully you guys have your logins. So I'm right here on the CB desk, and remember all of these icons are movable or editable. I'm looking for BrandSRV, which I personally have right here in my top row because Zap, Social Ad Engine, and BrandSRV are my big 3 tools. So I'm going to click on BrandSRV, and it's going to launch the tool. Now, if you haven't been in BrandSRV before, or it's been a minute, just a reminder of what BrandSRV is. BrandSRV is a photo and graphic and asset library that our agents and staff have access to download, as you can see, any number of different graphics. They used to just be really static graphics. However, they have added more and more customization options to this product as time has gone on. So when you get here, you've got a few different tabs you can look at. Recently viewed is, of course, where you've recently looked at, and then you've got latest campaigns, latest assets, and latest tactics. They're all sort of interchangeable. You can go through them and stuff. Now, I want you guys to stick with me to the end of here, because one thing that I've seen a lot is people thinking that you have to pay for these graphics and assets. And with the exception of certain videos, which some of them we have and some of them we don't as Schmitz, with the exception of certain videos, everything on BrandSRV is complimentary. However, they do use an add to cart system and a checkout system. So you might think that it looks like, oh shit, I'm going to have to pay for this, but that is not the case. So I want to just kind of go through this a little bit. One of the most recent graphics they have here is their 2020 quotables. So I'm just going to click on that just to kind of go through some of the options. So here's kind of what it looks like. They got a bunch of information that honestly I don't really need to worry about that much. But if you look over here, you can see all of the different graphics that they have available here. So they've got 4, 8, 12, 13, 14 different graphics you can pull from right here. So if you wanted one of these, all you'd have to do is click Customize over here on the upper left corner. So customize is what you're going to look for. And then they're going to show you anything that you can customize about the graphics. Now, this one in particular is not very customizable because these are reflecting the Coldwell Banker corporate brand. So what you're going to look for is simply the one that you want. So I'm going to add to my cart the Women's Choice Award winner for 4 years in a row, which is super awesome, honestly. So I'm just going to pick the version I want, which is right here, Women's Choice Award winner. I'm going to click on it. It's going to ask me to generate a proof, which is not going to look anything different. You're going to click OK. You're going to wait a second. And then you're going to view your proof. Now, this is a big thing here. This proof is always low resolution. Actually, this is pretty high resolution, weirdly. I'll show you a better example in a second here. But this is one where there's nothing customizable. So I would just be downloading this graphic. So that's great. We're going to keep that as is. I'm going to add it to my cart. But I'm not going to be done yet. I'm going to keep going. So I've added this to my cart. And you can see up here now, under orders, my cart is right there. But we're going to keep going because I want to show us some of the customizable stuff. So I'm going to go down under campaigns here because I know what I'm looking for, down to guiding you home. So I'm going to click guiding you home because that is one of our big campaigns. And actually that's the video campaign, of course, which is not what I'm looking for. I think social maybe is what I'm looking for more. Here we go. Yes. Guiding you home social. So I want to show you now the opposite of that. I want to show you one of the most customizable images. So You probably saw it when we did the training, but I made one a couple weeks ago with a picture of our boys for social media. Actually, let me see if I can grab that, show you that real quickly, what that actually looks like. And they have they've launched their first template where just about everything is fully customizable, and it went over so well that they meaning the brand are planning to add more. So I was hoping to be able to show you an example of that, but it doesn't look like Facebook wants to load, because why would it when I'm actually needing it to happen during a training? So we'll see if that loads in the background. But what I want to show you is how, okay, now it's loading. So let me go over here to my profile. That's what I'm going to use just in a second here. But I think right here, this is what I made. So part of the text was customizable, part of the logo I believe was customizable, and then you can pick the photo. Now Nash is not overly happy in that photo, so I am going to use a different one. I'm going to use one where they are both actually smiling, because, you know, that's a better image. So what I'm going to look for is anything with pink text. So this is another interesting point. Pink text means it is editable. So take a look at this one right here. This says guiding you home to the place where naps are taken together. It's beautiful, it's a great graphic. But nothing here is pink, which means it's not editable. This one right here, the text is editable and the disclaimer is editable. This is what we're looking for. And this one specifically says custom social graphic. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to make sure this is what I want. So again, oh sweet, they actually even added, well, I guess they have more images if you want to. So they've got 6 different images here. And you've got a couple of things you can do with these. We're going to go to customize again like we did earlier. So the first thing we can do is just pick any of these 6 images. And watch this. If I click this image selection right here, and I click select, it will let me pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can pick any of these 6 images. Dog on couch is my favorite for obvious reasons. It's a dog on a couch. However, I can also add an image. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to click Add Image. Now you can see some test ones I did. I was actually having some weird issues with my first image. I've got one here that I was doing for Jason and Katie. But what I'm going to do is simply drag and drop and hope that it uploads right. Now I will admit, the first time I had this, I did have, nope, it ended up perfectly. The first time I did this, I had an issue where it came in sideways, even though the image was the right way up. So I did have to do some finagling. I just kind of did some stuff. But it worked out. This one worked perfectly, so I'm going to click select. And there you can see I have added the image that I want to use. So that's the first step. I'm adding my image. The second one is, what do I want to add? What do I want to put here in the custom text? So looking back over here, you can see where the text leaves off. So it says guiding you to the place, and then that's where the blank starts. So this is where I'm going to add whatever I want my custom text to be. Thank you, Michelle. I take no credit for that. So what do I want this to say? Guiding you to the place. I mean, just for the fun of it, we'll do where smiles, never stop. Now you can see that it's all capitalized. It's all kind of, the font is all caps, so you don't have to worry about puncture with that so much. But I'm going to say, guiding you to the place where smiles never stop. Then I can pick my logo here. All of our DBAs are in this system. So if I was in Woodland Schmidt, I could just type in Wood L, and there it is, Woodland Schmidt. If I was in Premier Properties, I can type in Premier Properties, and boom, there it is. So all of your DBAs are available right here in BrandSRV. So pick your DBA. I'm sitting in Holland right now, so I'm going to do Woodland Schmidt. And then you also have the option to add a disclaimer, custom one. It's not one that I normally do. I just go with the general disclaimer. It's the legal jargon. We don't really have any legal jargon that we want to replace it with, so I'm going to choose general disclaimer. And then I'm going to agree. So again, this is an important thing with every single marketing asset you ever make. You have to have the rights to this image. Now, as the photographer of this photo, I give myself the rights to use this image. But what we can't do is go to Google, download an image that we like, and use that. Part of the beauty of this specific graphic, and I'm going to click Generate Proof here just to show you guys, is that it's supposed to be about home. It's supposed to be about, you know, your family and your experience and your clients. So I really love the idea of using our own photos. However, it's not something that you can be pulling random images off the internet with. So now I'm going to click View Proof. And I believe, so yeah, so this is where I've had a couple people get a hiccup, because you see this pink text where it says where smiles never stop. And you do see the Wood & Schmidt done there. This will not come through pink. It just won't. Now the other thing you can see is that this is I was hoping to zoom out a bit, there we go, a square image, it's a square graphic, and I uploaded a square image, but Nash's face gets cut off a little bit. So the first photo, he's not smiling. The second photo, his face is getting cut off a bit. So just keep that in mind when you're putting your own photos in here, that the text is going to be there. I mean, you can see that template right there when you're making it. But I'm going to X out of that. But again, that pink text is okay. So I'm going to click Select, and then I'm going to click Add to Cart, just like we did previously. And now we're going to see a couple things in my cart here. I've got the one that I made, and then I got the one that I just did the general version of. All we're going to do now is go down here and click Place Order. I know, again, it looks a little bit like you have to pay for something. There's a receipt, but you won't have to. You just click Place Order. Wait for it to load. And what's going to happen is a couple things. One, you're going to get an emailed receipt. But two, and now it just came through right here, I believe. Yep, so here's my BrandSRV receipt, basically just showing me the things that I downloaded. But two, the thing that's really cool is that if you give it a second while it's checking for asset file, you see there, you'll be able to download these right away. Like literally, as soon as this thing says download, I can download my photos and I've got them to use. And I can put them on Facebook, I can put them on Instagram, I can put them wherever I want. They're my photos to use. At least the ones that I'm using don't have any expiration date, so it's nothing to be too concerned about. So I wanted to just show you guys the customization part, but I also wanted to go over the pink text thing and just remind us that the pink text is not going to come through. And then I wanted to remind us that these are complimentary graphics. You won't have to pay for them. So right here it says distribute file. I can get file now. I like to do that. I just like to download it to have it. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go down to distribute file and get file now. And I'm going to go back to my social media, or my downloads, sorry. And here they are. I've got the Guiding You Home graphic I just made with all the white text. And I've got the Women's Choice Award graphic right here in stunning HD. So last thing I want to say real quickly is just that there are a lot of really cool things on BrandSRV. So I would recommend going and taking a look. They've got new recruitment assets. They've got there's some global luxury rebrand stuff, the Guiding You Home stuff, of course, posters for offices. Obviously, you've got your marketing group, and I always want to make that clear. We are here to support you. But there's also just some cool stuff in BrandSRV that I would recommend taking a look at. And so what I kind of want to end on, and I want to, again, if you guys have questions, please write them in. You can see here's another customizable one, Celebrating Women in Real Estate, a new agent welcome graphic. Some of the St. Jude stuff. So there's a lot of stuff here. Holidays, 2021 holiday social graphics. Obviously, we update these all the time on Schmidt Resources, but they've got more options here. Women's History Month. They don't have an April Fool's Day one, unfortunately, from the look of it, but, they've got an Easter graphic coming up, and we'll have some in Schmidt Resources ready very shortly as well.